Museum Day, everyone. Museums are the epitome of history. Walking into a museum, it's like going through the tunnel of the time and space. So today you are going to follow us on a splendid cultural tour, on a walk here at the garden of a Qing Dynasty prince, and have a chat of the rich and dazzling museums here in China. So joining us today is Johnson Young, who is a columnist of Beijing traditional culture. Welcome.
Hi everyone. I'm Johnston Young, and I'm a fan of Beijing history. I love this ancient city, and why not join us and walk through this imperial garden and residence and to explore more.
Thank you so much for joining us. And today we are here, take a look around. We are here at the former residence of Madame Song Qingling, who is the only honorary president of our country and the vice president of our country. And this is the former residence. Today we are about to take a look at these staff. How cute they are. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
What they are doing here is today we are about to release these pigeons, which are the symbol of peace. And also these are the things, these are the pigeons that Madame Song Qingling really loved. And this is, I would say, this is an activity for praying for the world peace. Yeah, and also in memory of Mr. or Dr. Sun Yat-sen. So thank you so much for joining us, Madam. Yeah. So let's get it started, shall we? Let's. First of all, I want you guys to take a closer look of the pigeon and see if we can touch them. Yay!
This is just what Song Qingling have done
Oh
before,
yeah,
right?
yeah. It's so cute. Do they bite? No, they don't bite, right? We don't have anything to feed them, but they look so cute. So whoever is there watching, please say hi to us, okay?
Hi.
And we are here at the former residence of Madame Song Qingling, and we are about to release these pigeons and say hello to us. And happy International Museum Day, everyone. Just a second. Let's take a look at what everybody's commenting. Please share and like this video, all right? Hold on, sorry. Hold on.
Well, shall we say something about the Haoliang here? Here is a nice place because of Haoliang Lequ here. Hao is just a river in Anhui province, and Liang means bridge. That is a story about Zhuangzi and Huishi. It's a story of wisdom.
Okay.
So we can just explore some of the books. I think books are part of the museum.
So there is actually a museum that's inside this hall,
right?
Which is about
the living room.
Yeah.
Of Song Qingling.
That's right. All right. So we see a lot of people here commenting. Thank you so much. We see Jessie. Hi there, Jessie. And also we see Stain. And also we see Michelle Chow. Hi.
Wow. Hi.
Who else is there? Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And today is the International Museum Day. We are going to have a chat about the rich and dazzling museums here in China. You guys are going to have a lot of fun, so definitely stay tuned. So we're about to release these pigeons. How exciting we are.
Right. Come on.
How are we supposed to do this?
Listen to me.
Yeah, listen. Let's listen.
Okay. Let me count the number.
Yeah.
3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Where's the door? Where's the door?
Here.
Here.
Open the cage together.
All right. Wow.
That's so cool.
Marvelous.
Wow, look at that. I thought they were supposed to circling around the sky. No?
This is just a symbol of old Peking.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you.
Okay, that's all for today.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
So this is the former residence of Madame Song Qingling. Thank you so much, and really appreciate your help. Yeah. All right. So let's take a walk.
Take a walk.
Because this is such
a
beautiful place. Let's take a walk over here. And as far as I know, thank you. As far as I know, this is the former residence of a few princes in the Qing Dynasty. So the hosts here actually changed a lot. I think including Chen Palace, Prince Chen, and Prince Chuan, and He Shen, who is a very important minister in ancient China. And also Nalan Mingzhu, who is a very famous, well-known Chinese scholar.
I think a lot of people like his poems, like reading his poems.
Yeah.
But sometimes you could find sadness inside the poem.
Yeah.
And sadness. You know, his father just asked him a question. Well, you have owned everything in the world. Why are you so unhappy?
What? Really?
So in his poems, you could read the sadness.
Okay. But does it mean that he's a very romantic person?
Maybe from the scene, he gets some feelings.
Oh yeah. Because
very romantic. He's very romantic.
It is definitely a kind of beauty.
Right, a kind of beauty.
Yeah. So we are here. This is the lawn. You can see there is a national flag of our country. This is what they call it, the number two national flag. Because the number one national flag is at the Tiananmen Square. So this is, you can see, very important place to have a national flag here.
And you could see a pond here.
Yeah.
That is, I think it's the Hao, stands for the Hao, just as we saw the Hao Liang Le Qu.
Yeah.
The interesting thing, the very wisdom story happened in the Hao Liang. Hao means the river. So here we have a pond. And then bridge, we can go across over there.
Interesting. So this place covers about 7,000 square meters. So Madame Song Qingling spent her about 18 years.
18 years here.
So we have a clip. You please roll the clip. Let's take a look. You know, her life, because this is the place not only having her residence, the villa that she lives in, but also there's a hall, exhibition hall, that is dedicated to all her life. Her life, entire life, including her childhood, her marriage to Mr. Dr. Sun Yat-sen.
We could say that's a part of the Chinese modern history.
Yeah, that's exactly part of the modern history. And she spent 18 years here, the last of her 18 years here. She studied here, worked here, and lived here.
And feed the pigeons, of course.
Oh yeah, take a look at this tree. This is the Chinese scholar tree, because it looks like the branch and the leaves looks like a phoenix, so that's why Madame Song Qingling call it phoenix Chinese scholar tree. So this is an ancient tree for about 500 years old.
Oh, it's older than the resident.
So usually, because we are going to mention at a later part of the show, it's actually, I would say, it's a custom for I don't know if it's Beijing Beijingers thing or it's a local Chinese thing. They would like to circle around an ancient tree to pray for the good fortune or longevity. Longevity, which we are about to cover in the later half of the show.
The stone over there, longevity.
A lot of things represent longevity, and Chinese like to pray for, and you know,
luckiness.
Exactly, good fortune. Exactly, that's right. So yeah, we do have a clip of the former residents of Song Qingling. Please roll the clip and take a look at the clip. So like we talked about earlier, Song Qingling really loves keeping doves. Really loves keeping doves.
好，人多。
不是那个。
岁岁平安，这个下一次说这个。
No, we are still on the.
宋庆龄。
No. I was saying that keeping pigeons, it's like her passion. It's a symbol of peace. And also it's helped to remember Dr. Sun Yat-sen.
And all the pigeons are actually her friends.
Yeah, her friends, for sure. So I hope you guys did not miss. We released the pigeon a while ago. So I want you guys to take a look what's in front of me. This is called. This is a pavilion that is to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Madame Song Qingling. I think it was in 80 something,
80s, 1980s.
1980s, okay.
And here we have a stone, 岁岁平安 stone.
Okay.
And here we have a story about Prince Cheng. And Cheng in Manchurian, you can read as Muteng. Muteng means capable, or you are talented. And he is talented in calligraphy. So you can see the calligraphies he wrote on the stone. And you can see the sui. It's a little bit different from the sui we wrote. On the left part, just down, you have a 1 and a small. But actually should be 1 and a less. So 1 year, you have less year in your whole life. But he changed the less into small. So you will become younger and younger.
Wow, that's very nice.
Talented.
Yeah, so it's a pretty ancient tree, ancient stone, I would say.
Right.
Yeah. So, because Madame Song is deeply loved by the Chinese people,
Right.
because she devoted her, I would say, a lot of her time and energy into women's and children's issue, and also maternal and pediatric healthcare. So she is definitely deeply loved by the Chinese people.
Right.
And she is the only honorary president here in China. What a great honor.
So you could say a lot of people. Oh.
行，还是不行，不行，又断了。
Same day,
you
right.
see quite a lot of people, way more people than last time we visited here.
Right.
Yeah, because they are all coming here to show the love and respect for Madame Song Qingli.
Madame Song Qingli.
Yeah. So as we were talking about earlier, so people really enjoy the beautiful scenery, the landscapes here.
And also the architectures.
Yeah. Architecture for sure.
Right.
And it is a combination of courtyards and the pavilions. Quite many representative traditional Chinese architecture.
Right.
So
you could see buildings, pavilions, and
Yeah.
ponds everywhere.
Exactly. This is one of the ancient architecture on our right side.
Right. That is the south building, I think.
Yeah.
南楼 in Chinese.
South building, right here.
I think 纳兰性德 had visited this building.
So who is Nalan Xingde?
纳兰性德 is a very famous poet.
Poet.
And he write tens of thousands of poems.
Wow.
And a lot of Chinese people loved his poem.
So yeah, we were saying earlier. So Nalan Mingzhu is a Chinese scholar. This is the former residence.
Right.
Used to be his former residence. And
During
as well,
Kangxi reign, Kangxi's reign.
in the reign of Kangxi, as well as Prince Chun, and Prince Chen Qing and Prince.
Cheng and Chun.
Yeah,
Cheng and Chun.
Yeah, let's make sure it is clear
Right.
for you guys. So we are about to head towards this winding corridor. It's extremely beautiful. I really enjoy taking photos every
Right.
time I pass by this place. This is so ancient and so elegant.
And there's a reason behind that.
There's a
why you
reason
like
behind
it.
that.
Because
Why I like
it's
it?
just like a dragon.
Like a
long
dragon?
in China. A long is a symbol of Chinese culture.
Ah, yeah, it looks like a dragon.
Uh-huh.
It looks like it stretches to, I don't know, about 100 meters? I don't know. Do you
Right,
know?
I think
Do you
longer
know
than that.
Longer than that. So later on when we pass by that pavilion, we'll
Right.
tell you a story. So we'll give you a hint. There is a story of that pavilion, which is called the Grace Pavilion.
Right.
We'll tell that later.
Granting for grace.
Yeah,
Pavilion.
before we tell you the story about that, please say hi to us and share and like this video. Today we are going to talk a lot about the quite many rich and dazzling museums here in China, because
Right.
today it is the International Museum Day, and we are going to show you quite many places that I personally have visited, and I took you guys you guys have been to. I took you guys there before. So our next place I wanted to talk about is the former residence of Mei Lanfang,
梅兰芳,
which
definitely.
is a Peking opera master.
Right.
And he spent his, I would say he spent half a decade on the stage.
Right.
And portraying the female, the woman, which is very famous.
That's called
And
旦 in
Dan,
Peking opera,
the
right?
role of Dan,
生旦净
which is,
丑.
the elegant female archetype. Yeah. So very, very famous Peking opera master, and he actually helped a lot to establish the relationship between China and other countries during his time.
Yeah, using the Peking opera.
Exactly, using the Peking opera, the art, the magic power of art.
Later we will explain some of the 生旦净末
Yeah,
to
we
all the
have
audience
a
here.
clip. Let's roll a clip
Right.
of Mr. Mei Lanfang.
Right.
And I took you guys there 2 weeks ago. It was a standard traditional courtyard.
I remember the
clip? Yeah.
pavilions, and later we will explain the culture behind the pavilion.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Some deep meaning.
Yeah. Oh, yeah?
Oh,
Deep
of course.
meaning of the pavilion.
At the pavilions, two pavilions.
Over there, yeah, later on.
Rain and fan.
So actually, a lot of the Chinese pavilions are all having the meanings, the symbols, or the backstory. So we'll tell you a lot about that
Later.
So the former residence of Mei Lanfang, it was a very standard courtyard.
Courtyard, right?
Yeah. So as far as I know, he spent about the last 10 years of his life there.
Over there.
And his kids used to live there, as well as there is a series of west side rooms are actually there for
for
the
children.
Guests, for the
Right,
guests.
the wings. And
Guests. For the guests on the right side,
Right.
on the west side. So now we are stepping onto the pavilion. Take a look over
And the
here.
long corridor.
We can actually see the swings their children are playing with. Madame Song really loves children and devoted her life to the women's and children's issue. So she is the grandmother of the whole children of
Right,
our
and
nation.
she also invited children here to just to play with her.
Oh yeah. So
Enjoy
that's
the time.
why there are swings here for children to play with, and there are quite many activities that are held for children every year. You can see the passion, the love that she has for the children. I actually played on that swing last time.
Really?
Even though it is not for me, it's for kids, but I can play with that. So yeah, take a look at this winding corridor, and extremely beautiful. I have a question for you, Mr. Yang. So is this place for people to sit?
I think so. You can take a rest.
You can take a rest
here, because it's a place for they just walking around and take a rest here and enjoy the beautiful scene.
Yeah.
And here is just a frame.
Yeah.
If you look at this between the columns.
Yeah.
Here is a frame. You can go look at the frame through, and then you can enjoy the beautiful view in the frame.
In ancient China, do people use this to just have a chit chat or have a sip of cup of tea?
Maybe.
To sit, do you have an idea?
Just taking a rest.
Take a rest.
Right.
And as far as I know, this is helping to link the hall from the hall to some other places so that they can shelter from the rain or snow. That's
right.
my understanding.
The long corridor in Summer Palace, you know,
Yeah.
that was built for Emperor Qianlong's mother.
Oh.
Because Qianlong wanted his mother to enjoy the rain side of the Kunming Lake.
So now we are here. We reached this great pavilion. This is
Granting of Grace Pavilion.
Yeah, exactly. This is built
by the Prince
Chun to show his appreciation
to the emperor.
The emperor for allowing him to channel the river here inside this garden.
So the water is very precious here.
Yeah, it's very beautiful.
It's allowed by the emperor.
How beautiful this place. Let's take some time to enjoy the view here.
And also the water is from the west and to the southeast.
Ah.
The same as the Forbidden City.
Good to know.
In the Forbidden City, you have a same river, just go into from the northwest and goes out from the southeast.
Oh, interesting. Good to know.
Enjoy or appreciate the flowers while enjoying or admiring the architecture together.
Yeah.
So here's a bridge.
This is
a bridge.
The bridge. Ah.
So it becomes part of the long corridor.
Wow, this is so beautiful. Whoever is there, please say hi to us and let us know if you have any questions. We have Charles here. We have James. James said, how old is that museum, this museum?
This museum, I think,
former residence of...
From Kangxi's reign, it's almost 400 years.
Wow. 400
years. From, I think, from late 17th century to 300 maybe. More than 300. Almost 400.
Wow. So, now I wanted to talk about the next traditional courtyard, which is also a garden of a former prince. This is Mr. Guo Moruo's former residence, who is the leading writer and poet of the 20th century. So we have a clip. Please roll a clip. Let's take a look at Guo Moruo, the former residence of Guo Moruo. Yeah. Welcome back. Now I am looking at a whole bunch of Beijing snacks, which looks really, really delicious. And we have some tea here, Chinese tea. I hope you guys really enjoy that. So I don't actually usually eat local Beijing snacks, but Mr. Yang Johnson
I have had a lot.
is from here.
Right.
He is a local Beijinger. So I don't know any one of them. So why don't you break it down for me?
Okay.
Which one is the most tasty one? Okay. Is this some glutinous rice balls?
Right. It's called aiwowo.
Oh, this is aiwowo. But these are these the same?
The white one is aiwowo, and the yellow one is 驴打滚.
Oh,
it's a
okay.
very funny name.
It's like a sweet sort of glutinous
rice rolling
rolls and stuffed with something sweet inside. Should I try it while we are talking about our rich and dazzling museums here in China? So we were actually talking about Mr. Guomoruo's former residence. Let me just take a bite before we keep on talking it, okay?
And then we will tell you something more about what we have talked, the Beijing Opera, and also the architectures in the Imperial Garden.
It's really, really sweet. And why don't you eat one? Why don't you eat one? We prepared
let's try
delicious Beijing snacks for you. Yeah. Let me sip a... Nice one. These are all, looks very, very sweet.
Right.
We've got, I think this one is the sugar ring. I guess it's called sugar rings, the one that's in a circular shape. Sugar fried cake, which in Chinese is 炸糕. So these are
and that's why it's 糖火烧.
Okay, these are the Beijing local snacks that you guys definitely should have to know. So we were talking about the former residence of Guomoruo. I don't know if you have visited. It's on the west side of Shuchahai.
I have been there.
You have been there, right?
It's a courtyard, and if you go into it, you can see the roofs of the rooms everywhere.
Yeah.
4 sides.
4 sides, and it's actually very, very big.
Right.
I don't know if I remember it correctly. It's about 7,000 square meters. And what I noticed the last time from my visit, he is also an archaeologist. He does evacuation before, found something really precious. This is something I didn't know. I used to know that he is very famous.
Historian and poet.
Historian and poet. He's very famous. His very famous work is The Goddess. So gained him very wide popularity. Yeah, also he write a lot of...
We have kind of saying 鲁郭毛八老曹. Lu is Lu Xun, and Guo is Guomoruo. Second place.
Yeah, and he also wrote quite many very famous plays, including Empress Wu Zetian. Empress Wu Zetian, what else?
Something about history.
Something about history.
Because he loves history.
He writes passages for Chinese textbooks and the history books.
And you could see the Palace Museum, the names or calligraphy just on Shenwumen Gate. That was written by Guomoruo.
Wow, yeah. He's also very, very good calligrapher. He writes the Palace Museum, Zhongshan Park, and Bank of China.
Right.
So these are all his own personal writings. Very, very good job. So also, it left me a very deep impression of the traditional Chinese courtyard.
Right. So what about this courtyard? Let's say something about this.
Is this a Chinese garden?
Of course. So we have mentioned the long corridor. It's just like a dragon here. And then we have a pond here. And 4 emblems. That's from the 2 forms. And 2 forms are from the supreme ultimate. And the 4 emblems, you can find something inside the garden. Right. Dragon, tiger, phoenix, and also the turtle with a snake.
That is the theory of feng shui, right? Interesting. Yeah. So we, as far as I understand, that ancient Chinese like to play with the symbols, meanings, and to wish themselves good luck, good fortune, or longevity.
And also the 4 emblems could be stand for 4 seasons. So here we are sitting, it's a summer, and over there it's a spring. Great property and fortune, your your descendant will be misfortune. Do you know the reason?
What?
And he warned his descendant, if you had a lot of property, you could do anything. You dare to challenge everything. That could lead to poor life.
Wow.
Oh, so you have to be very careful about everything around you.
My understanding is that you got to be balanced. You got
Right.
to keep a good balance. Don't go too over the top. Don't
Right.
go too extreme. That's my understanding. Just always be positive and be someone who does good deeds
Right.
all the time.
That's the wisdom of Chinese.
Yeah. All right. So now let's talk about the next museum that I visited before, which is the Cloth and Enamel Museum. Which something that left me deep impression is those artifacts. Those are completely handmade.
Oh, handmade.
It takes
Wow.
extremely long time. If it's like such a small bottle, it takes like 3 months to make.
3 months, a small bottle.
And the steps, it's like involve 10 or more complicated steps, including the gilding, or I would say welding the copper wires. And also enamel filling, the coloring process. It's very long time. Everything is handmade. So this is very striking to me because they have a workshop, a factory that's inside this museum that's also presenting and showing people the techniques and the production process. So that's what I learned. I think
so you could see the process.
Very impressed.
Can you try it yourself?
I did. I actually did.
Right.
If you guys have been watching our show, so I actually tried it at the very end.
So what did you make?
I did the coloring. I used the enameling powder to do the coloring, which is a very small thing. I think it's a Temple of Heaven. I did the coloring, but it's very hard. you don't want to think of it like the kids doing the coloring. It's not like that. It's like you got to be an artist to do this color. Oil painting. It's like you consider yourself. You have to consider yourself an oil painter.
I think why not make a ring for yourself using this?
Make it start with something small, right? Start with something small. And also, what's striking to me is how it can be used. The cloth and enamel can be used. It's like in quite many fields, including like interior and outer. Design, decoration
for the rooms,
art installations,
inside.
Decorations for the rooms, exactly. And also, what is it called?
Necklace, maybe.
Bracelets.
Bracelets.
Yeah, some jewelry.
Jewelry.
For ladies, you guys probably really like that. So that was very striking to me. Very, very interesting.
And I heard it was from Greek.
Huh?
It's from Greek. This one,
actually started from Greek, and then I think expanded to Persia, and then came to China.
Right.
If I remember correctly, in Qing Dynasty, and it started to flourish in Ming.
Qing Tai reign.
Yeah, exactly.
Reached the top, I think.
It played a really important role in the palace.
Right.
In the palace, because they're a very important part of the furnishings in the palace.
So it's a treasure from the Silk Road.
Yeah, it's definitely a treasure. And also, you can see why do we call it cloth and enameling? Actually, in Chinese, it's called Jing Tai Lan. So lan is blue. So blue is actually a color that frequently used in cloth and enameling. Yeah. So that's why there are a lot of cloth and enamels that are blue color. Very, very interesting. So these are the things that I have visited and very striking to me.
And also some other museums about pottery. I think you mentioned.
The pottery.
Right, pottery.
Oh yeah. So actually, we did have a clip. I hope you guys have wrote a clip of the cloth and enameling. And this is actually the National Intangible Cultural Heritage. It was listed on the Intangible Cultural Heritage in 2006. Hope you guys can see the clip.
And also that's about the qin break and hand tile. The tile, to decorate the roof. So on the tile you have lots of pictures and also characters in Han Dynasty. And all the characters stands for a very meaningful background. For example, we have mentioned the 4 emblems: the dragon, the tiger, and also the phoenix, and also the turtle with the snake. You could see the decoration on the tile.
So Johnson is talking about the ancient pottery museum that I have visited before. Also, these are two things that actually they have 4 features. This whole exhibition is divided into 4 sections, including painted pottery, ancient pottery, Eve tiles, as well as clay seals. So the Eve tiles are so diverse. I was very impressed about that. Different time periods is having different kinds of or images or paintings are highlighted in that era, or different locations, or it was divided or categorized by geographical features. So these are all the things that are presented on the Eve tiles. You know, something like the Chinese characters, which is the peak period of the Eve tiles, is in Han Dynasty.
You're right, and in some of the Han Dynasty tiles, you could find the use of the room.
The use of the room.
For example, you may find a guard on the tile, and that means the guarding room.
Yeah, that means the soldiers of this.
Right, and you can also find 厕, that means toilet.
Yeah, the functions or actually people's wishes that would showcase.
For example, 长乐无极.
Yeah, like
longevity, happiness, forever.
Exactly, that's right. So these are very interesting Eve tiles, and sometimes you would see the clouds and birds and animals
and grass on it.
Different images
Plants.
of the Eve tiles would be presented on the I would say carved into the Eve tiles. We have a clip. Please roll the clip. Let's show people the Eve tiles. Yeah, let's take a look at that. And also, what's also very interesting to me is the clay seals, which is a stamped clump, a cluster of stamped clump that ancient Chinese used to seal the documents, the letters, and
the characters
on cargoes. Yeah, so there's characters on it, and also it is a very official way to show where is it coming from.
That reminds me of the 2008 Olympic Games, the seal. You know the seal? The symbol of 2008 Olympic Games for Beijing.
Yeah.
And the Qing, the character Qing, in red.
Yeah. This is actually very important for research purposes because these material are very fragile. It's not very easy to keep.
Right.
So it's very, I personally very thankful for and appreciative feel that for actually the Ancient Pottery Museum. It's a private owner. They collect all those things by themselves. It's not like a state level museum. They collect those things by themselves.
Wow,
and
by themselves.
They're able to collect all those hundreds of clay seals by themselves and showing us the history and so we can get inspired by what ancient Chinese did.
So museum is just the history of our nation.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why I feel like every day everything we're seeing, everything we're experiencing, I feel like one day is going to be a history.
Right, maybe today's life.
It's going to be put into museum.
Right,
so
right.
Very interesting to think about. So I hope you guys have already saw the clip of the Ancient Pottery Museum, which I am very, very impressed about the things that I have seen there and learned a lot about the things that presented there.
So let's try some wendouhua.
I haven't tried that yet. Let's take a look. And this is your fork?
Of course.
Let's try this. Wow, it's very soft. I'm just gonna. This is a tea cake.
Right. Sometimes we'll put some jujube inside it. It's a kind of fruit. And you know, Beijing, we have a kind of cry out for selling the wendouhua.
I just dropped my fork. It's all right. Calm down. It's all right. I'm just gonna use my hand, okay?
Of course.
I have a spoon here, which is very nice.
Because I want to try a lot about the selling. So here I will try. Okay. So it's just goes like. 小枣的豌豆，黄儿大块的哦。
Very nice.
When you sell these things, you will cry out. So let everybody know we can give you a bigger one, and you can get a very tasty thing from me.
That is very cool. So that's how you are trying to catch the attention of people who might want to get it. You just cry out loud to sell it.
And it's a kind of sound.
Like sales.
Right.
Like sales, right?
Selling.
Very cool. Why don't you do that one more time? Why don't you do that one more time?
One more time?
One more time. Yeah, I think people, as as Johnston is doing it, let's take a look at what people are. Why don't you guys comment and let us know what you think about his.
Wow.
Yeah.
Try again. Okay.
Yeah, he's singing.
小枣里豌豆，黄儿大块的哟。
Very
Like this.
nice. That's very cool.
Hey.
I cannot do that. But very, very
But if
beautiful.
you go to somewhere outside Beijing, you could hear this song everywhere. I think
really?
it's a kind
In
of
Hutong?
in Hutongs and in some suburbs of Beijing.
Ah.
In some market, for example, in Shunyi or Changping, some market, you could hear this. I think that's a kind of thing we have to record and put them into museums, so you can feel the history with your ears.
Ah, very, very.
Not only your eyes, but also your ears.
Yeah, I do believe that we should put all those cultural relics, and we should value those cultural relics, because we wanted to know what ancient Chinese have experienced, and they could somehow inspire us and help us, the people nowadays, to move forward. So I think that it's very nice we get to see those eave tiles or clumped clay seals, because we can get to see their creativity, even though people nowadays have lost that kind of time or creativity to decorate their house, their roof, because of the industrialization, because of nowadays we have so many measurements, so many methods to build a house. We have 3D printing, right? So people started to lose that kind of innovation. But I think the beauty still remains because they are in the museum. So that's why we are here to celebrate the International Museum Day. Really glad that Johnston is here with us to talk about those beautiful cultural relics in the museum.
And maybe you can get a hint from all these treasures and put them into the modern design.
Yeah.
We could get something new, maybe.
Exactly, that's right, that's right. So now let's take a look Tsinghua University Art Museum. That's also
Tsinghua University.
where I have visited a couple weeks ago. Let's roll a clip. Let's take a look at Tsinghua University Art Museum, which also left me a deep impression is their weaving embroidery. Some of the apparels that were worn by the emperor himself. Like Kangxi,
and Qianlong, maybe.
Kangxi and Qianlong, and very, very exquisite. When you look at it, you just wanted to put it on because the color is so rich, so glamorous, and also, from the apparel, from nowadays when we wear something, you don't get to see the people's social status, but it's different from back then. You get to see the person's social status from the things they're wearing. Yeah, so the things that presented there.
And also that is the only one. You won't meet anybody who wear the same clothes with you.
That is, it's unique.
Unique, of course.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know that. And also, I also see some window display that's showing how ancient Chinese are taking care of their objects. For example, like they have a fan cover that is made of, the embroidery technique, and also some keychain. They protect that keychain, their glasses, their purse. They're all made of embroidery and very delicate, very tiny things that they would take care of.
Well, for me, I think, why don't they use the modern technology to make a new one and put your fun inside it?
That's very funny. Yeah, so these are the things that that's very striking and I think very, very beautiful.
Of course.
Yeah. And also the next exhibition I remember is the Qing Dynasty furniture, which Mr. Yang probably knows a lot about.
So it's a kind of, I think the architecture or the furniture is just a mini architecture.
Yeah.
So you could find the meaning of the architecture from the furniture. Just like the Lego we played, the toys, the Lego toys we played today.
The Lego toys we played, really?
Right.
Okay. So the Qing Dynasty furniture actually has gained a wide popularity and very, I would say it's the highest level of the furniture back then, all over the world. Not only because of its elegant lines and shapes of those furniture, but also its simplicity.
And they also use the motifs to join the
mortise
wood together.
and tenons.
Right.
Mortise and tenons. Mortise and tenons also applies to not only furniture but also housing.
Architecture.
Architecture.
Right.
Exactly. That's right. It's being used very widely in China.
Right.
So mortise and tenon, it's actually something that's letting the Chinese not like I would say get rid of the nails.
Right.
They don't need any nails, but using this kind of a joint structure to help to hold things together, hold the wood pieces together. Yeah.
That's called dogong, also called dogong in ancient Chinese architecture,
Yeah.
and it's the very important part of the whole architecture to hold the roof.
Interesting. All right, let's see what people are talking. Any questions and the comments? Let us know. Okay. Let me refresh the page really quick. I think I missed some of your comments. We see Jessie said, Jessie is commenting about get a shipment from China every 2 months. Yeah, we do have a lot of great stuff here, and I'm really glad you guys are joining us for the International Museum Day. And we are talking about a whole bunch of museums, the dazzling and rich museums here in China, which is a very fun thing to talk about. So yeah. We were talking about the ancient Qing Dynasty furniture, but also one thing that's really interesting, I remember, is the ancient bronze mirrors.
Oh, the mirrors.
Yeah, we have a clip. Yeah, you guys probably have seen the video already. The clip, it's inside that video. The ancient bronze mirror, it's actually they are having all kinds of images at the back, and there are different shapes and sizes of those ancient mirrors.
They carved it on the bronze.
Yeah, it's bronze, made of bronze, and I was just really impressed seeing different shapes and sizes. Some are very unique and weird shape, and some of them it has a knob at the behind. It helps you can
hold it.
It helps
so you can hold it.
Helps a lady to hold the mirror. And one thing that is really hard to collect is the bronze mirrors with the Chinese characters, which the Tsinghua Art Museum only collected 5 of them. There are 400 altogether in this exhibition, but only 5 of them are having this Chinese characters, which including one of them is called You Zhongguo, which is traveling
around China.
Yeah, traveling around China. So yeah, these are also very, very interesting things to
explore,
see. Yeah, you should definitely go ahead.
Definitely, I will go there.
Yeah.
And enjoy the mirrors.
Yeah.
Also the carvings behind the mirror.
The carvings behind the mirror, for sure. All right, now let's take a look. Oh, actually, I forgot to mention that those are a series of museums or exhibitions that are dedicated to the 100th anniversary, 110th anniversary of Tsinghua University.
Oh.
Yeah, so the Bronze Art Museum, the Ming Dynasty furniture, and also weaving embroidery. These are all exhibitions dedicated to the 110th anniversary. Yeah.
Of Tsinghua University.
Yeah. And also, I hope you guys still remember we visited the Science Museum, which is very complicated to understand.
Science.
Yeah, it's very, very, very
I'm an art student.
Complicated, yeah.
Right.
All right, so now, so the next museum I wanted to talk about, let's roll a clip of the Guanfu Museum.
So you have mentioned that you can see doors and windows there.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, exactly.
And in ancient China, we have some portrait on the doors.
Yeah, that's right.
These two are called Shen Shu and Yu Lü. And Shu is a kind of grass, very smelly, so insects can't come near.
Yeah.
So people just put the portrait there, and they believe that insects and illness can't come in.
Yeah, so I remember that there are quite many carvings and involved with the themes such as 24 solars or 12 zodiac signs, or even they're trying to tell a story of people's good deeds or some kind of legend.
Right.
They're carving those stories onto the doors and windows. So they're not only having the practical value, but also they're having the aesthetic value.
Right.
They are actually, the doors and windows complement each other to decorate the house and also to be used by the ancient Chinese. Yeah, so take a look at the video. Maybe our audience are still looking at the video of the classic windows and doors. Yeah. Why don't you have some snacks, basic snacks?
Of
Which
course.
one is your favorite?
I think 糖耳朵.
糖耳朵.
Sugary ear.
Yeah, so word for word translation is called sugar.
Sugary cake, actually.
Sugary, no.
Ear-shaped.
Ear-shaped
cake.
Cakes.
Right.
This is a very funny name. Yeah. All right.
And also there's some rules when you're drinking the tea. So for the guest, if the guest has drunk some, you can add some more tea. And if the guest
That's right.
haven't had the tea, you should never add more. If you add some tea, that's his way of saying you can go.
Wow, it's good to know. Actually,
old rules.
I do remember, the place when you grow up, your parents would do that. But I have nobody actually telling me that the actual rules.
So can you believe these kind of rules became the Gaokao composition?
Oh.
The university entrance
examination.
Right.
Very
Old rules.
Important.
The title is called Old Rules in Peking.
Here in China, which equals to SAT in the United States.
Right.
So people really actually would think this is very precious opportunity to change their life here in China. So this is actually one of the question in in the
composition. The composition title.
The composition title.
The old rules in Peking.
Oh wow, interesting. Very cool. So yeah, I think I really enjoy them. Maybe let's have a bite before we move on to our next museum, which is the Flower Arrangement Museum. This is actually a National Intangible Cultural Heritage. Was listed on the list of the Intangible Cultural Heritage in 2006. So let's roll a clip, and I'm gonna take a bite of this. What is it called again?
糖耳朵.
糖耳朵. Yeah,
right.
Sugary
ear-shaped cake.
Cake. All right, let's roll a clip. We'll be right back. Welcome back. I hope you guys enjoy the clip of the Flower Arrangement Museum. I don't know, Johnston, do you know we have a museum here of flower arrangement in Beijing?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know that, right? There are quite many museums in Beijing that people do not know. Yeah, I think people should all visit, like old car museum.
Right, old car museum. And also the buses on the roads. I think if you collect them all together, it could be a bus museum.
The bus museum, yeah.
In some foreign countries, we have already set up some bus museums.
Wow.
And people can just go back to their memories and explore more.
Interesting. So the art arrangement, flower arrangement art museum that I visited What I noticed is that they categorize flower arrangements into different categories, such as social status, such as containers,
seasons, maybe. Right.
and festivals, and you know a lot of seasons. That's right.
Right.
So when in terms of social status, that's including the temple flower arrangement, palace flower arrangement, literati, and as well as folk flower arrangement.
So here I recommend an article called 爱莲说.
Yeah, 爱莲说.
It's written by, please, it's written by 周敦颐.
Yeah.
And he just used some flowers to represent some kind of social standards.
So that is that in English that means love lotus.
Love lotus.
The love of lotus.
Right, because he thinks himself was the lotus.
Yeah, so in China we use lotus to describe someone as with the noble quality, integrity. Yeah. And I also remember that outside the Tsinghua University Art Museum, they have this lotus seed
palm, right.
artwork outside, which means pass on the good tradition generation to generation.
Right.
So it also means good like
that's what we have learned from the museums.
Yeah, we have learned from the museum.
Generate old things and create new things.
Exactly, right. That is right. And talking about the containers, there are different kinds of containers for the flower arrangement, including the vat, the vase. We're talking about the plate. 6 different kinds of containers.
Well, 6 different kinds.
The barrels, vat. We're talking about vats, right? Yeah, 6 different kinds of containers to do different kinds of flower arrangements.
So different uses for different shapes.
Yeah, that's right, and for different purposes, I guess. And also that flower arrangement is also categorized by different seasons.
All right.
Spring, summer, autumn, winter. So in spring, as far I think as we all know, spring we would probably put some. They would use that kind of something that we would use during the spring festival.
Oh. So maybe
like
spring is very short time, and you just in this short time you could enjoy very special kind of flowers.
Yeah.
And you have to appreciate this kind very short period.
Yeah. So for example, like the autumn, in autumn they would use the chrysanthemum because it's a flower that bloom in autumn. And also in winter they would have the flower of plum blossom to do their flower arrangement. So, and also some objects to decorate the flowers. For example, like during the festival, they would use the food character for the spring festival.
So different festivals, different flowers and food.
Yeah, the pendant, like the food character to decorate that. And also for the Mid-Autumn Festival, they would have some mooncake to decorate the flowers. So this is what I find very interesting.
Did you see the real flower there?
These are all real.
Oh.
Aren't they real?
The real flowers.
Actually, what I remember, maybe on the display, these are not real flowers.
So you can't smell.
But actually, they hold this competition for the youngsters at the university every year. So what's required is to do an ancient traditional Chinese flower arrangement as well as the modern flower arrangement.
Oh, I think this kind of way spread it to all around the world. In Japan, in Korea, I think they also have this kind of arrangements of flower.
Arrangement of flower. Very interesting. So. And I think as far as I remember that the most flourishing period for the flower arrangement is in the Qing Dynasty. That is when quite many books are written about flower arrangement. It has become a very complete flower system.
And also the tea. Mouths and feelings.
Yeah, very interesting. But I do remember that a museum that I went to, I can touch.
Wow.
I don't know if I can. I probably cannot smell and eat, but I definitely can touch. Let's go to a clip of the Qing Dynasty Museum. That's where I've been to 2 months months ago, I went to the Qing Dynasty
So
Museum.
did you touch the dinosaur?
I did touch the dinosaur. So
Wow.
take a look, okay?
Uh-huh.
And we'll be right back. Oh, yeah, it's actually a clip that we can talk over it.
Right.
So, yeah, that is when I feel like this is something definitely kids would be really interested to.
They could be
go
very
to.
excited.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So a few things I did, and also the museum arranged for visitors is that you can touch the dinosaur.
Wow.
The actual dinosaur fossil is presented there. You can touch it. I touch it, so you can see me touching it in the clip. So it feels like very cold. It's like a stone.
So did you take picture with him?
I did. Very fun. And also, before I move on to talk about its interactive activities, I just wanted to tell you about the Qing Museum. Qing is known as a hometown of dinosaurs.
Oh, hometown.
And archaeologists wanted to protect the fossils because they think
so they
now,
preserve under the earth.
Yeah, now it's not time to touch it. Yes, because they found all those things, collect all those fossils. They now still are the same type, so they think that it's better just to preserve
be protected.
them. Yeah, to leave them there for now.
Well,
Surrounded, there are quite many former residents, such as the
Songqingling, Guomoruo,
Meilanfang,
and also Tianhan. That's near my school.
Yeah.
And Tianhan is a writer of our national song. And every day when the raising flag ceremony was held, our students all feel very excited because Tianhan live in the same hutong with us.
Yeah.
And also every day when I pick up my son in Fuxue Hutong Primary School, I just ride along this kind of street with old trees beside me. It's just like exploring the museum.
Interesting. So yeah, today we had a chat about the rich and dazzling museums. I think I really wanted to, first of all thank Justin for joining our show.
Thank you.
And also I just wanted to thank either its national level museums or the private owners, museums for collecting all those cultural relics, because that is a kind of inspiration for our generation, also for us to see what's happened in history.
In the past.
Yeah, that's right. And also it's very interesting to think about, because nowadays what we experience, what we see, can be history, can be put into museum. So maybe the iPhone that I'm holding or the iPad can be put into museum. And what do people in the future think about us? And what kind of methods they use to show our life today.
That's what museum will tell us.
This is very interesting to think about. So that's something leave for you guys to comment and let us know. And please share and like this video. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining our show today.
Thank you.
Happy International Museum Day.
Happy International Museum Day.
Thank you, Justin, for joining our show. And I'm Caroline Gu. Thank you so much for spending time with us. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.